What's up, everyone? Happy Friday. Welcome to the Deal Desk, where I call your leads live. If you have any leads for me to call, you want to submit some, you can head over to the reitoolbox.com. If you are in the community, I already have your sheet and you have a private chat directly with me, and your leads get called first. But today is going to be a little bit different, right? I'm going to start off calling your leads, but then I want to talk to you about LeadHouse 365. You know, a big thing for us is right now we're doing a lot of inbound marketing. And these guys have just over delivered. I mean, I'm going to bring them up so they can talk a little bit more about who they are, what they do, how they're different. So we'll get to them probably around 12:30. Other than that, let's get started on these leads. So the first lead we have, let me see. This is in North Carolina on Adams Street. Let's see. They're asking 200,000. Ternius, you submitted this lead. I think we tried calling this one a while back. We'll try calling them again. Adams Street. All right. It says for sale by owner 200,000. Okay. So it's somewhere here. What's the story with this one? They didn't say the reason for selling. That's all. And then they're asking 200,000. Okay. Well, we're going to call them anyway and see. And then, just keep in mind when you're talking to people, you really try to push for that reason they want to sell. Okay. Happy Friday, Mike. All right, let's go ahead and call this lead. What's their name? Oh, Yolanda. Okay. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to bring them back up. I want to make sure I'm sharing that audio here. If people don't tell you, a reason they want to sell, then they're really not motivated to sell in the first place. So you want to make sure you get more straight to the point with those kinds of people. No answer. Let's move on to the next one. All right. Let's see. So we have quite a few here. All right. We have a few in Tulsa. I love Tulsa, by the way. It's one of my new favorite markets. All right. So let's take a look at this one in Tulsa. Let's see. 45th West Avenue. So this one looks like it's listed. Remember, if these are listed, was it for sale by owner? No, it's with an agent. When these are listed, I try to just gather more information from the agent. And I do, for these kinds of calls and stuff, I'll run comps for you guys and let you know kind of where we need to be at. That way, if they call you back, you know what kind of numbers you're playing with here. But this one, what information do you have on this one? So let's see. Need some work. The floors are very worn. Okay. Walls need patching and paint. Bedrooms, floors need wall repair. The gray bathroom needs for TLC. Okay, floor repair. They're asking 89. Seller's not interested in doing repair. It's too much work. Okay, the price is cheap, and that is not a typo. When I asked Adam the price was correct, he responded quickly, LO, because he usually responds to text. Okay. I had to send this to you. I lost the property. It's 59K. I did not move fast enough. Okay, so I lost a property that's 59,000. Bummer. Follow-up scheduled. I did not move fast enough, so I'm on top of this offer. The speed is very important, guys. There are leads on Zillow that end up being deals, right? But the thing is, if you don't get to them in time, you know that you're out of luck. You have to make sure that you move very quick on them, okay? But this one's still available. So what's the days on market on this? Yeah, this floor definitely needs to be fixed. Let me see. It's been on here for 31 days, 106 saves. That's really good. So let me run some quick comps on it and see what we can offer. Okay, and this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1512 square feet. This definitely needs a full rehab. Yeah, it's been graffitied and everything. Okay, so there are a bunch of flips in this area. Man, there's a lot of flips. It's not the best part of town though. Let me see this one. How much are they asking? 85,000. Okay, I think that's priced correctly. I mean, there's a flip across the street that sold for 85, and it's smaller. The ARV, I think we got to be around. I think the ARV is like around 140, 150. I think we have to be probably closer to 70. Okay, now they have a lot of interest on it. So I want to see if they're still collecting offers on this. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and call this agent, Mr. Adam. I'm going to call him from the Tulsa number we have. Hello? Not even ringing. Let me call again. It's like somebody answered, but they didn't talk. Steven calling about 45th West Avenue. Bots, they make us jump through a lot more hoops. This I think 85 is too high for this. I wouldn't go more than 70 though. Maybe 75. Man, these robots are killing the listings more than the agents are. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're really busy, but lately, a lot of sellers or a lot of agents that I've called, they've had these robots. You got to press one, you got to put the address and this and that. And I don't know. And the days on market for each one of those are actually a lot longer, maybe because it takes a little bit longer to speak with somebody where buyers want to make quick decisions. But I think for this one, who submitted this? Let's see. Marcia, you submitted this one. I think for this one, you have to be at, I think 70. Okay. MAO, I think 70K would get it done. Okay. All right. We have one. We called this one actually. I don't know this. Did this get resubmitted? Yeah, we called this one. Yeah, you guys are putting a lot. Mechanipe, Florida. Oh, Joe, you submitted this lead. This lead has one comp. Now, with properties that are in the middle of nowhere, this is a really nice house, but the thing is, it's in a rural part of a rural area. And properties like this, properties that I already know are going to be tough to sell. Like, even if we get it under contract, they're going to be tough to sell. I almost go straight for the Novation, right? Novation is where we partner up with them. We list it on the market because I don't see this selling to an investor. There's no flips in the area. So, if you guys are new and you don't understand what a Novation is and you're trying to come up with a cash offer, I'd be super, super, super conservative, or I would just avoid these. Because starting out, you want to focus in areas that have a good population size. All right. So this is a nice house, but it's in the middle of nowhere. I think there's one comp that sold for like 200,000. These people are asking what, 5 something. What were they asking for this? Oh, they didn't tell you. They have not yet stated. Okay. No, they may not be motivated. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. So we called this one. I already called down. I just forgot to check it off. We have a lot in Tulsa. Somebody dumped their whole CRM in here. I'm all for it. Tulsa's one of our favorite markets. I think you typed this one incorrectly. I think you meant to put Toledo Avenue. All right. So, man, this is a nice house. Properties that are really nice, you also want to pay attention to. If a house is in a really good shape, pay more attention to why do they want to sell. I actually exaggerate and I sound overly surprised. Man, this is an amazing property. Like, why are you looking to sell? Because some people will sell their really nice properties at a deep discount, but you also don't want to go after properties that you can't really add value to, right? Because you're going to get a lot of people that post their properties for sale by owner on Zillow, or they'll list it with an agent. And if they're really nice, right, and they're not really motivated, then what are the chances that they're going to want to sell at a discount, right? You do want to talk to people that need to sell or want to sell, but if you guys are going only after FSBOs, you have to be a lot more targeted with what you're going after. All right. So, this house is it's in excellent shape. I'd consider it as fair condition. What's the story with this one, though? Maybe there's something. Oh, hold on a second. It is listed with an agent. And then I want to see, well, how long has this been listed for? This has been listed for 121 days. Okay. That's a long time. And, that's 4 months. Now there's 528 saves, which is great. But something I've noticed is anytime a property is longer, when it is listed for more than 30 days, even if it's priced reasonably, there's a reason it hasn't gone pending yet. Okay. Has this gone pending in the past? I don't think so. Let me look at the history. No, they actually dropped the price last month, about $10,000, $12,000. An amazing opportunity to locate in South Tulsa, desirable neighborhood on Brookwood and Jenks. Schools nestled in the areas. Well, I don't know the reason. I can't judge how motivated somebody is based off the price alone. Let me read your remarks here. May need foundation work. Okay. The posting says seller recommends potential buyer to have structural inspection Seller will allow structural engineer inspections prior to buyer submitting a sales contract. Now, why would somebody pay for a structural engineer to inspect the property without having anything in place? I wouldn't do that. Okay. So that is a little bit of a deal killer. I mean, put yourself in the buyer's shoes. Would you buy a property? Would you invest or hiring an inspector, getting an appraisal, any of that stuff? Would you go through that and invest in that? Because that's not going to be free. Right, depending who you use. I don't know anybody that does structural inspection for free. But would you pay that to have it inspected without having a contract in place? Most people will say no, because what's going to stop the person from just accepting anybody else? Let's call them anyway. I mean, these conversations are always interesting, but let's talk to Mrs. Sanders here. Let's see if she picks up the phone. I'll call from the Tulsa number. But this is the kind of stuff that I probably wouldn't focus. Let's call her back. Let's see if Mrs. Sanders picks up the phone. No answer. Now, this property, I mean, they got this for $90,000 back in 1997. The estimated value is 273. They're asking 227. Okay. This property isn't really a fixer upper. Keep in mind, when you're looking at comps, don't just look and see what flippers are buying for. Look at and see what landlords are buying for. Let me just take a look and see. This is a really close to Broken Arrow. I think our MAO is 200,000. It's actually not too far apart. I mean, they're asking 227. So for this one, your MAO is 200,000. I see two comps right next to it, actually, very, very close. One sold for 210, one sold for 224. Okay, so that's really good. And they're actually, let me see the square footage. They're actually a little bit smaller than ours, less square footage. Yeah. And I think the ARV could be, I mean, it could definitely be up there. I think the ARV could be up. Oh, this is no, we can't look at that. Can't compare that. Sometimes you'll see comps like this. Okay. And obviously, our property is a little bit different. All right. So you want to make sure that you're looking at all these things. Comps aren't just about bedroom, bathroom, square footage, year built. It's important, but what does the actual house look like? What's the curb appeal? Okay, is it on a major? Is it on a main street? Is it next to a commercial property? Right. All these things matter. You really got to take a deep dive into it, because remember, when you got to look at these deals, you're like, if I were to flip this myself, like what are the cons about the property? Or it's next to a main street. It's a great area, but behind it you have an industrial warehouse or a gas station or whatever. All those things play a big factor in regards to the price. Like this comp, I mean, this house just looks completely different. So I would not consider this a true ARV. Our property is 1975. Well, this one's 1990. So obviously this one and ours doesn't, just doesn't look the same. Okay. How are we on time? Okay, I'm going to call some more leads. Let's go to the next lead. Let's see. We have one in South Daytona. South Daytona. Okay, perfect. Let's take a look at this one to see what we got. This is in good shape. Darla, this is yours. Okay. So good shape. What's the story with this one? Let's see. Unknown. Okay, looks like you haven't spoken to them. So I'll call them. I'm looking at the. Okay, so this is a detached 2-car garage. Nice. It's been on here for 7 days, 43 saves. That's really good. Charming 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and large lot, instant equity plus bonus room. Don't miss this price to sell opportunity. Okay. So let's run some comps so you'll know where you got to be at, and then I'll go ahead and call them. They do have interest on that, which is great. What's this? There's just a bunch of stuff up here. Okay, so this is in fair shape, right? To keep things as simple as possible for those of you that are a little bit newer when it comes to running comps, when I'm running comps, I look at bedroom, bathroom, square footage, year built condition. But what I care about is what are other investors buying similar properties like this? And I put those properties in 3 buckets. Either number one, it needs a full renovation, okay, complete fixer-up or gut job. Number 2, it's in fair condition, similar to this property. And then number 3, fully renovated. And after I put the house in that bucket, when I'm looking at comps, I take that into consideration. You don't want to overcomplicate that process because it's really not a complicated process. But bedroom, bathroom, square footage, you're built. The lot size is it's a large lot. Okay, that's good. Let me close this tab out here. 170. The roof looks good too. Okay. That roof looks all right. Big backyard. All right. So this is in good shape. So if somebody wants to rent this property out, they could do that as well. So I'm going to look at flippers and landlords when I'm looking at this. And then the year built is 1951. That's also something really important to look at because when you're running comps, regardless what software, sometimes by default, it'll show you bedroom, bathroom, square footage, but it's not going to factor in, obviously, the condition. It's not going to factor in. And the year built is usually also not factored in. So if this comes up and I see some other comps in the area that the software pulls up, I have to make sure I also look at the year built because that will make a big difference. I see a couple of matches here. Oh, here's one that sold for, let me see. There's one that sold for 170. So this is priced good. This is priced well. I think, let me take a look and see how they flip this. And I also want to look at bedroom, bathroom, year bill, all this stuff. Oh, they flipped this for 305. So this is 1980. Like for example, look at this comp right here. Right? This is 30 years newer. It's fully renovated, but I wouldn't say that this is our ARV. The property is a different year bill. It's a less, it's less square footage on the lot, but it's newer house. So even though it came up as a comp, I'm going to be conservative because these are all things that the buyers are going to look at. Okay. Now this one, on the other hand, this is a little bit more realistic. Okay. Our property was built in 1951. This is 1967. It's closer. All right. Let's see. I mean, they cleaned this up nice. The kitchen's okay. It's not a full reno, but I think the ARV is floating around this. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more. They did a good job. So conservatively, you always want to be conservative when you're looking at these numbers. I think the ARV conservatively is around that 280. Okay. Let me look at a couple more. I see. No, that one's too far. Okay. The more conservative you can, the better. This is also a good one. All right. This sold for 255. It looks all right. I mean, they definitely virtually staged this. You can barely tell. Doesn't this look real? But it's not. It looks real, but it's not. That's crazy. Look at that. Look at that. Man, that's crazy. Houses that are staged, staged are always going to sell much faster. Okay. Anyways, I think the ARV's around 280. Let's go ahead and give this lead a call, see if they pick up the phone. Remember, if you guys are tuning in and you need a lead to be called, head over to the REIToolbox.com because shortly I want to bring up the guys from Lead House 365. You guys got to hear about this company. There are so much companies out there that do the same thing, but I want to tell you, I want them to speak for themselves on how they're a little bit different. So let me call this, not this one. Let me call this lead first. This is our property. Okay. And let's see if they pick up the phone. Let's see, where's this at? South Daytona. I'm looking for that. There we go, the phone number. Mr. Cliff. Hold on. It looks like this was a flat fee. Well, it may or may not be, sir. It might be a wholesaler. I don't know. All right. It's ringing. Let's see. Needs new flooring.
Thank you for
Well, they're not going to pick up the phone. How long has this thing been sitting here? It's only been 7 days. Here, I'll tell you what. Let me see if I can find. Let me see something real quick. MLS. Let me see. Oh, this is a different phone number than the website. Yeah, it is. So PropStream has MLS data. I'm going to see if this routes to any person I can speak with. Let me try this number. Nope. It's robots, man. Anyways, guys, let's I want to introduce you to some special guests here. Now, before I bring them on, if you're new, yes, you do want to call for sale by owner. Yes, you want to cold call. Yes, you want to drive for dollars. All that stuff is great. All right. That's how I started. My very first deal was a virtual drawing for dollars. It's a $7,000 deal. It changed everything. But the stuff that worked in 2015, there's different tools in 2025. I got in this game 2015. I think in a perfect world, you want inbound leads. The problem is there's so many companies out there that offer this stuff. Okay, there's PPL, which is pay per lead. There's PPC, pay per click. Both are great, but there's just too many. There's too many companies out there, and some are great, some are okay. Okay, but you want to make sure that you're dealing with somebody not only that you trust, but for me, a lead is somebody that wants to sell or leads to sell. I don't care where it is because I have more exit strategies than just a cash offer. I don't care the price because the price can be negotiated if the motivation is there. Now, keep in mind, before I bring them on, I will tell you this. Whether you do PPC or PPL or whatever you do, whether you're new or experienced, you're trying this for the first time, this is not like you call them and you get a contract immediately. Sometimes that will happen, but there's more that goes beyond just a call. These are not magical leads just fall in your lap and they're contracts. You have to make the call. You have to negotiate, right? You have to follow up, right? On top of that, you got to disposition the deal properly, which we're really good at. You got to, do transaction coordination. So no matter what marketing method you do, you have to do that stuff. But let me bring up Craig and Drew from Lead House 365. I'm going to let them explain a little bit more who they are, what they do, and how they're different. What's up, guys?
What's good?
Hey, what's going on?
Thanks for having us.
Awesome, man. So tell the people, man. Tell the people. I've been talking a lot about you guys. I mean, we just closed a deal from you guys yesterday, and I haven't been with you guys that long, but we're closing a lot of deals with you guys. I think we're accepting an offer today on another one, and the buyer's ready to close in like 10 days. But I just had a great experience with you guys, and you guys have really over-delivered. So, anytime I have a good experience with somebody, I like to share what's working for me with the community. Can you guys kind of introduce yourselves first and then kind of tell people a little bit more about how you guys are different and how you do it?
Absolutely. So I'm Craig. I come from real estate. I've been doing this for almost 7.5, 8 years now. So we knew we were all in, every other beginners in real estate. We were in their shoes at one point. So over time, we've realized that, like, hey, the better this industry doesn't have a lead problem; it has a lead quality problem. So that's what we created, a lead house to solve that issue.
Yeah, and my name's Drew. I've been doing digital marketing for the better part of the last 15 years. Craig and I went to high school together a few years ago. He came to me, he said, "Hey, I got my real estate investing business, and I'm looking to find a way to get better quality, cheaper inbound leads." He had gone through working with a lot of the companies that maybe you guys have worked with before, PPL companies or other agencies or the ones that we all see the ads for, and just felt like there was always something missing from the market. So we built the system a few years ago for him, our like internal wholesaling business, and it was working so much better than everything that we had found from any of the other lead providers as far as inbound lead providers, that we decided, hey, like, well, it's a whole opportunity for us to bring this process to market. And so that's why we started Lead House 365. And we've been just about hitting our year anniversary of this business. And it's been so awesome. We've helped over, somewhere probably close to 100 wholesalers, investors in the country now get deals done.
That's awesome. So what'd you say is your secret sauce that really separates you from anybody else? You guys have been only doing this for, Lead House has been around, for about a year, but what would you say is like one of the biggest things that really separate you from any other service out there?
Yeah. Well, we've been, like Andrew said, we've been doing it internally for, a few years now, but we made public about a year ago. So, but our secret sauce is, we're going after people. We're not targeting real estate. We're not targeting proproperties.
Say that again. You guys heard that?
We're targeting people.
Targeting people, not houses.
Yeah. Not houses. Houses have no motivation. Houses have no emotion. There's nothing. That's just a thing, right? People have motivation. People have personalities. You talk to people. You don't talk to houses. So that's one of our main strategies. Is we're going after people that have problems, not people who want offers, not people who want to sell a house, people who maybe are going through a divorce, a midlife crisis, lost their job, are just going through more distress than somebody that's willing to just hear a number, right? So that's one of our main differences.
I would say that. The other thing is we've just been through a lot of what you guys have all been through as people in this real estate investing journey. So we kind of know where other companies were lacking. So one of the main things we do is that we're exclusive. So we're only working with one investor at any given time per market. That way you have market exclusivity over us and our services. So many times we would work with a company and we'd get a lead from them and we'd go set an appointment and we'd get there and there'd be 5 other people who bought that same exact lead from that same company. Or that lead has just been kicked around 100 different CRMs. And so it's in 5 different companies, CRMs, and they're all selling the same lead. People return a lead and they just clean it up and put it back into the system and sell it to someone else. So this is 100% inbound and they're exclusive to you. So in theory, you should be the first person these people are talking to in this process, which we find has greatly increases your lead to contract ratio. In that case, I'd say another thing that makes us exclusive is we are willing to customize how we do our process. We have a very strategic process that's based around data, and we're willing to customize that process for you and your business. How many exit strategies do you have? Do you just do wholesale? Do you also have a real estate license? What we found is like not all leads are created equal. So if someone is upside down on their house and you're able to still be able to do a sub 2 or some type of creative financing deal, well, that lead's going to look a lot differently than someone that's strictly just doing wholesale. So we build a custom funnel that our people have to go through before they become a lead, and we can customize that funnel specifically to you and your business and the leads you're looking for, so that in theory, if something comes through, it should be 100% something you would want. That's like kicking out on market houses, could be kicking out mobile homes, could be kicking out condos or townhomes. It could be the people have to say that the house is not in perfect condition. It could be that they have to say that they're willing to sell this house for below market, as extreme as that. But we're willing to customize that because we're not selling PPL. We're not saying per lead. We're going to get as many of these leads as we can for you. So whatever you qualify as a lead is what we're going to qualify as a lead in this process.
Man, that's really good. So 2 key things, guys. They don't target houses. They target people, right? They target problems. And then another thing I really like is that, you're not bidding against other people. It's exclusive to whatever you guys claim. And it's not a one size fits all. These guys will work with you. I'm really happy. But was there anything else that you guys wanted to where can people reach out to you? Right.
Leadhouse365.com. Start.leadhouse365.com is our funnel, but you can just head over to leadhouse365.com, or leadhouse365 on all social media as well.
Yep.
Yeah, give them a follow. There's I think when they go to the website, if you still have it, you set up like a call with you guys. They get
they can book a call there. Yep. And what I'd say is, like, another thing is just because of all this, because of the process, how we set up things, and the way we do our packages. You talked about people having to bid against other people for leads, and we see companies charging $400 plus for an exclusive lead. When it gets down to, like, you do a full month with us, with everything included in pricing out the door, on average, to get whatever, let's say 20 to 30 exclusive inbound leads that fit your specific criteria of a property you would like to make an offer on, our out the door lead cost in most markets is still around or under $100.
Wow. Yeah, that's really good. I love not having to bid myself out. And also, for those of you guys that are new, like, make sure that you're not just giving cash offers, because if they're targeting people, right, and not properties, sometimes you might get a property they may own somewhere else, right? And like, I'll tell you right now, we have a few novations from your leads that are great deals. But if I just gave a cash offer and that was the only thing I had to offer the person, it may not work. So, expand the solutions you guys have with the leads, but check them out. You guys will not be disappointed. I don't think I've ever talked about a PPL company before, PPC, or, just any kind of lead generation kind of company as much as I have with these guys. They're the real deal. They give great results. We're closing deals consistently, and I'm really happy. But your socials, you guys are somewhere they can reach out to you. Instagram, Facebook.
Yep,
YouTube.
at Leadhouse365, just like you see on the website, just at Leadhouse365 and all social media, wherever you can find us, you will find us.
Awesome. And I want to call some of your leads right now. Cool. I mean, I've been calling your leads on the deal desk, and you guys have heard some great conversations, but let's go ahead and call some of your leads right now. Guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. And guys, make sure you follow these guys, shoot them a follow, check out their website, and see what they have to offer. You won't be disappointed.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hold on. I forgot. I got to give people the opportunity to ask questions. Michael asked, is there a certain requirement of how many leads you need to buy, or you can buy, or can you buy?
No, this is not PPL, so it's a monthly retainer. We do 90-day commitments. So if it's something you're willing to give 3 months at, which is a pretty standard, marketing campaign, that's what we need you for. But it's not based on how many leads. We just give you an example of kind of like an estimate of what to expect per your area. Because, in other areas like Detroit, Cleveland, the cities that may be going through some problems right now, you're going to get more inventory than if you put the campaign in Miami or Orange County, California. So we don't base it on that. It's based on a monthly retainer, and we just, like Andrew said, we just get you as many as we can.
And we can kind of cater that to your specific budget. We have like a minimum fee that we have to charge, but we do have packages that are kind of all inclusive, or we have ones that are kind of customizable to you and your budget. I would say to really have an effective campaign, you're going to want to be willing to throw $2,000 a month and just ad spend at one of these, just because the amount of competition there is. They're still competing. We're competing not just with other wholesalers, right? We're competing with every single person on Facebook advertising to these people. So I would say that's a healthy advertising budget to devote to that. And the people who are in one of those packages, they're getting at least 20 to 30 exclusive leads per month. And that's more than enough to try to get, a couple deals done, some contracts out, things like that. But that being said, like, we're willing to do it, but you do have to, any type of marketing campaign, you kind of get what you put into it. The more you spend in it, the more opportunities you're going to have. And we all know it's a numbers game. Right. So there'll be a lot more volume for a smaller budget, and depending on how economically depressed or how much inventory there is in that market. But those premium markets, like Craig said, like New York City, LA, cost of advertising is a lot more expensive. The properties are a lot more expensive. So you do need to go to even a bigger budget to some markets like that.
Great. Sai said, I switched to lead house 365 and save 45% on my car insurance.
You'll save that much in your lead cost, that's for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There's a question. What is the number of leads closed per month? Maybe
Conversion?
I don't know what you're trying to ask. Are you talking about how many leads per month? Because close depends on how good you are in acquisitions.
True.
They
like
can't
Steven, it's a lot easier for you, right, with all your dispo strategies. So if someone's just doing, how can we give you a number if some of our clients are only know how to do wholesale deals, right?
Yeah.
So I'd say if we talked about everybody, what do you think, Craig? Like every single person we've worked with?
Yeah, I would say like the people who have, what is the to get? He said to get. On average, it's like 1 out of 8, 1 out of 10. If you're only coming in here to do one thing and one thing only, one trick pony, it's probably 1 out of 12, 1 out of 15. But again, like Steven said, guys, that depends on you. We can give you the opportunity, but you're the one that determines how they're going to close the deal, when it's going to close, how much you're going to make, what you're doing with it, right? You're the one who has to put it on paper. We can just get you the person that is going through something crazy in their life. It's up to you to, take it to the finish line.
And on average, I'd say people get at least 25 plus leads a month, depending on what package they're in and their market. But on the absolute low end, premium markets or people with a little bit tighter budget, probably like around 20 of these exclusive leads per month. It also comes to how much do you want to customize your customer journey? How much do you want to customize that funnel? If you want to ask 20 questions, and we've had people say like they're buying these houses for a hedge fund, right? And they're like, the house can have no swimming pools. The house can have no solar panels. The house has to be within this many miles of this school district. All right, they're going to probably get 3 leads a month. If we're getting that specific of how many people are going to go through and not be kicked out of the funnel because they answered one of those questions a certain way. But if we're just kicking out stuff that's on market, if we're kicking out stuff that maybe is a mobile home or thing like that, we have guys getting 50 a month, depending on how much money they're willing to throw at the budget.
Yeah.
Follow-up question to that. What if I want to market, but someone else is in it?
We have a waiting list, so we'll contact you as soon as someone steps off. Also, we do offer the non-exclusive too, which is kind of different. Like regardless, your leads are always your leads and your leads only. You guys only see them. But on the non-exclusive side, it'll save you a little bit of money every month, knowing that you're okay with us running ads for one of your competitors in the same area. If it's a big enough city or metro area, you're never going to run into the same lead anyways. But it is, some people are okay with that. Some people are like, hey man, look, I know my top competitor and me and him hate each other, so I'm willing to buy the entire area to say I want to make sure he never wants to do business with you guys ever. And we have some guys that are petty like that. They'll buy a whole state or a whole county just knowing that, like, hey, Joe Blow is never going to do business with them. And that's what they do.
And they usually do that once they've seen the type of the value we can really deliver. So yeah, if someone already has a market, we do have that waiting list, and we're pretty strict about it. If a payment doesn't go through or an invoice is late, we give that next person on the waiting list a call, because these markets are in very, very high demand.
Correct.
Awesome. Somebody in the private chat is asking, how much does your service cost?
It really depends, man, on what you got for a budget, where your area is, what you're expecting. Book a call with us. We can talk all the details. But we need to show you guys like front to back exactly what you're buying. I don't like to just throw numbers out over the phone or over this Zoom call. Book a call with us. We'll show you what you're buying, and then you'll have a full understanding of why we ask what we ask.
Yep.
Okay. And we'll take one more question. Mike, if the seller backs out of the deal, is there any reimbursement due to the seller not following through?
Is that for us or?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. So no, there's no refunds or anything in this game, guys.
It's not PPL, guys. It's not PPL. So just keep that in mind. Like it's a lot different. So, obviously the price and the process is going to vary depending on what your needs are. But a lot of providers out there, like I'm not going to mention any names, but I bought a lead for $400. The guy was listing it. And it's like pulling teeth trying to prove to get my money back. With these guys, it's different. And I would not with any service provider, like something that some people try out is like, oh, these guys sound good. Let me try them out for a week. And then I'm not getting any results. And then they just quit. I always recommend you have to try something for at least 3 months before saying
100%.
Otherwise, you're going to be like, oh, it doesn't work out. It's been a week, 2 weeks. I'm not getting anything. Not to say that
guys, we've had guys get leads in month 1. They actually closed and funded those deals in month 3, and it was 100,000 over 100K commercial property. So you know how it is. Like not everything's going to you're not going to get a 30-day closing on too many of these. So yes, that's why we do have 90-day commitments on everything we do, just because if we're going to invest all this time and effort to build out this entire acquisition system for you is really what we're doing. We're building out custom funnels, custom advertisements. It's all done for you, white glove. We have pages, funnels, creative, ad copy, every single thing that's all ready to go. That's built out custom for you. That's launching your market. And then it's hands off, where you just tell us where you want us to point the leads. We can plug them directly into your CRM, SMS notifications, Slack notifications, put them on a spreadsheet, whatever is the best for you and your team. And you got to think about it like a lot of these places, like PPL companies, are like a restaurant. You go in and you pick something off the menu and you bid up and you buy it. Ours is a buffet. You pay the same price and we get you as many leads as we can for your budget. Whether you get 30 or 300, we're not going to charge you more. And so you don't need to come in and say like, oh, this one was, didn't work out, or that one's listed, because we're just going to be filling up your coffers with more leads tomorrow and the next day, and we just push on. But what we do is we work with you, analyze the data, and we see like, hey, 98% of people are saying this house is not a mobile home. Well, maybe we should just not ask that question, and that will get more people through the funnel, more leads. Your lead costs will go down. And so we need 90 days to see this process. How are people answering the questions? How is this market reacting to our funnel? What creatives are working? And then by the time we hone it in, actually results get better over time. Instead of a lot of companies we know that we've had personal experience with, our results were great month 1, and then month 2 they dipped off, month 3 dipped off. By the end of it, we thought they were just sending us fake leads from a dead CRM to keep us signed on. So
For
that's
sure.
great. One more question here. Do you shift markets based on how the over industry is doing?
I mean, if
clients
you want, we have some clients that operate in multiple markets, and maybe something happened in one of them, right? Where like one of the big companies laid off like 10,000 employees overnight. We know that like, okay, there's going to be a massive influx of people looking to sell. Kind of like what happened earlier in the year when Doge cut a bunch of those jobs in Washington, D.C. Overnight, there was like a 200% increase in homes that went on the market, stuff like that. So when something happens like that, that's up to you guys. You guys got to analyze the market and see where you want to put it for the best opportunities.
Awesome.
Cool.
Question. Awesome. Well, let's call some of your leads, guys. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to hop on here, answer some questions.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing, guys. Leadhouse365.com. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. I'm gonna go ahead and call some leads. I'll see you guys later.
See you later.
All right, boss man.
All right. Awesome. Really happy with those guys. They're doing great things. And I ever since I switched this to inbound marketing, it's just been a game changer. There's just nothing like people reaching out to you wanting to sell. And the cash conversion cycle is like 30 days or less versus like cold calling or one of these other marketing strategies or outbound could take three plus months. All right, so let's take a look at this first one here. What do we have? We have, this one is in DeQuincy, Louisiana. Let's look at the notes. So Mrs. Graham, divorce lead. Okay. All right. And remember, you want to listen to people. You want to really hear their pain points because that's where the motivation lies. The price doesn't tell you how motivated somebody is. The reason and the time frame will always tell you more. Just always keep that in mind because some people are like, even if it's inbound marketing, and let's say you want a form set up for asking price, sometimes some people say, oh, they're asking too much. That's not a deal, right? Well, what if they're really motivated and need to follow up? But let's go ahead and call this one and see how this goes here. Let me call from my number. I'm going to start running some comps here. Sorry, I'm going to leave a voicemail too. Hey, good afternoon, Mrs. Gorham. My name is Steven. Looks like you filled out a form about your property in DeQuincy. If you can give me a call back, I'd love to give you an offer and see how we can help. Thanks. Always leave voicemail short, sweet, to the point. Let's go to the next one we have here. Right. And, whether you're following up or you're calling somebody brand new, don't ever, I used to make this mistake. Don't ever, talk numbers or say, hey, like we can do that price or, any of that stuff. Let's see. All right, cool. So let me look at the spreadsheet here. Looks like we just got one here. Let's see. Mrs. Carey. Wow. Some of these properties are really nice. And, I always tell people, hey, we're an investment company. Cash offer may not make sense. And, I want to explain the novation the best way I can. I'm not, in no way, I'm a creative finance or novation expert, but whatever I'm doing is working. Okay. So I just try to simplify and explain to people the best way possible. If you try explaining something and let's say they're interested, but they don't really understand, it's going to be easier for them not to really just move forward with the deal. And some people, no matter what you say, they just may not be interested, and you can't force them to do something that they don't feel comfortable doing. But you do want to make sure that you explain the best way possible that you can. So this one here. All right, so let's see. Looking for more land. All right. Mrs. Carey. Let's call Mrs. Carey. See if she picks up. And since I'm coming from a different area, leave a voicemail. Any inbound leads, you gotta leave a voicemail. They're usually filling out a lot more forms than just one. Okay. Let's call them back again. And something I also notice is when that back to school time frame, those first 2 weeks, it's going to be slow, but then it's going to pick back up again. So there's still deals to be done, but some people actually put this on pause depending on their situation. So let's call this person again. Let me make sure I'm calling the right 919. Okay, yeah, that's the number I want to call. Deal. And it came from Lee. Hey, Mrs. Carey. My name's Steven. I think you filled out a form about your property in Benjamin Court. Did I catch it a good time? Okay, no problem. I'll call you then. Take care. Bye. So I'm going to set a task for me to call at 2:30. Here's another thing. Some people that I see don't do this. If you don't ask, I can't tell you how many times I said this, but just remember this. This is like, make this mandatory. If you don't ask, did I catch you at a good time? And let's say you just assume she's available, you continue the conversation, you're hurting the rapport, because what they're thinking is this person's not taking into consideration how valuable my time is. I have to go to work, or I'm in a meeting, or I'm picking up the kids, or I'm at the store. If they don't have time to speak with you, do you think that they're going to be paying attention and negotiating when it comes to numbers and sign a contract? Absolutely not. So I'm almost as quick to get them off the phone. Let me move this person over here. I'm almost as quick to get them off the phone if they say they're not available rather than keep digging in. It's really, really important, because when you call that person back, the conversations actually goes a lot smoother. Oh, you couldn't hear the seller? Dang. Okay. My bad. Hold on a second. Let me just make sure. You guys couldn't hear that? If you couldn't hear, I don't know if it was just you, but she said that, can you call me back at 2:30? Let me just make sure here. Give me 1 second. Thanks for letting me know that. Yeah. Okay. You should be able to hear them now. Okay. But she basically said that she sounded busy. She said, call me back at 2:30. All right. Let's call the next one. Let me see. Make sure the audio is working. Okay. All right. Let's see. Next one. This person needs to relocate. Okay. That's always good. And why would people fill out a form and try to sell their house to an investor? Because one of the pain points walking in is that they don't want to list it on the market. Okay. Okay. You guys weren't able to hear. You should be able to hear now. Okay. You should be able to hear now. So let's call this next one. They are relocating. Okay. Let's see, there's some photos here. All right, I'm gonna call this one. I want you to let me know if you can hear it when it's ringing. I'll let you know when I'm calling. I really want to make sure you guys are hearing this. I was playing with the settings this morning. I messed it all up, but hopefully everything's working okay now. Ringing now. You guys.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah.
My name's Steven. I think you filled out a form on our site about your property in Orangeville. I catch you a good time?
Mhm.
Okay, great. So our process is actually very simple. I just want to ask you a few more questions about it, and then I'll go and evaluate the area to see more or less what I can offer you. Do you have about 5-10 minutes? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So let me pull this up here. All right. Give me 1 second. How's your day going today?
That's good.
Good. Good. All right. I got this pulled up. It says it's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. Is that right?
Mhm.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about the property in regards to the condition or any work it might need?
Yeah, and there's a little bit of work that needs done, but it's a big property.
Hmm.
I mean, it's livable. There's some updates, but it's nothing major. Like maybe paint on the outside and inside, and maybe floors. I don't know.
Hmm. I feel like I woke this guy up. Okay. In regards to the roof. Oh, this is a stainless steel roof, right? How old is this roof?
Like 10 years, 12 years.
Okay. Oh, there's like you have a detached garage here. Okay.
Mhm.
You currently live in the property?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. How's the electric and plumbing?
Good.
Okay. It seems like a decent house. What's got you looking to sell it? You mentioned you're looking to
Just
relocate.
yeah.
Okay. Did you already find a house?
Mhm.
Got it. Okay, so it's currently vacant.
What?
The
Where I'm at?
the
No, I'm still here. I can't wait till I sell it.
got it. So you own the other house, but you still live in this one. Okay. Okay. And
No, I don't own any house. I own this house. That's it.
okay. And what kind of time frame more or less were you looking to sell?
Like yesterday.
Oh, yes, sir. Okay. All right. Let me take a look here. What were you looking to sell the property for?
I wanted to get at least the 120.
120? Okay. So the way we come up with our offers, I look at bedroom, bathroom, square footage year built, and then I just take a look and see what sold in the last 12 months. You mind if I place you in a brief hold while I go and evaluate the area?
All right.
I'll be right back. Okay. Well, it sounds like I woke him up for a second. How's your day going? Good. Anyways, I kind of didn't understand. So he's relocating. I thought he moved out. You know, interesting. This picture here, it's like, is this virtually staged or not? Maybe I don't know how they did that. Anyways, he's asking 120. Okay. Now I see, what year was this built? 1943. Okay. So there's actually a comp here that sold for 200,000. I want to see if this is renovated. This is not renovated. This is in good shape. There's a comp for 200. There's a comp for 224. Okay, but that one's a little bit newer, so I don't really want to look at that one. I always want to stay conservative. So he wants to sell because he's relocating. He wants to sell yesterday. This person wants to sell, needs to sell. Those are the two ingredients you're looking for when you're talking to sellers. Okay. Now, He wants 120. He owns his property free and clear. Okay. I think 120 might work. Let me look at a few more comps, and I'm putting them on a hold, right? You don't want to, if they're available to be put on hold, always go for the hold instead of the call back. When you're brand new, it's okay to call them back because it's going to take time for you to run the comps. Okay. So let me go over here. I'm just going to run some extra comps here. I think the 120 might work, but I don't want to jump on it and say, hey, we can do that 120. I want to see if, he wants to sell yesterday. I want to see if he's negotiable a little bit. I think the 120 could work though. I mean, this comp that sold for 200,000 is not, it's not renovated. It's only, how much older is this? This is 2 years older, actually, this other comp. It's a smaller town, so we do want to be conservative. And then I'm also not only going to look at sold, I'm going to look at active and pending to see what's in the area. Okay, let's see what's pending, active. Okay, all right. So there's stuff active here. I mean, there's one for 215, and this isn't even renovated either. How long? Let me see. This only been on the market for 4 days. Okay, but if this thing's for 215, look at this thing. Look at this thing. I'm gonna show you my screen here in a second. This thing, they're asking 215. It's got solar. It's gonna be a little bit tougher to sell. This isn't renovated. Okay, this isn't in much better shape. Hold on, let me check in with them. Where are you at, Mr. Johnson? Hey, Mr. Johnson, you still there?
Yeah.
Appreciate your patience. Give me a couple more minutes. I'm looking at a couple more things here. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
You do want to check in on people. You don't want to keep them on hold forever. Okay. Anyways, what was I saying? This one is not renovated. Let me look at something else here real quick. They're asking 215 for this. It's been on the market. Let me see. Yeah, this is nothing special. It's got activity. It says on Zillow 22 days, 25 saves. Okay, so it has activity. They're asking 215 for this. This is similar year built. Let me pull this back over here. The square footage is the same, and the lot size is smaller. And ours is in similar shape, and it comes with a detached garage. So I think 120 works. So this is already good. So what I want to do now is I want to get a commitment from him, okay? So listen to this. Hey, Mr. Johnson, you there?
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate your patience. So I was taking a look in the area. There's not many comparables to yours because, it's a smaller town, but I did want to ask you if we can cover the closing costs and pay cash and close as soon as you like. What do you think would be the best price you can do?
Throwing out, let's see what I think. I don't know.
What's that?
115.
115. Okay. So let me do this. I think that's reasonable. I just have to make sure that the numbers make sense. If we can do the 115, I mean, was this something that you'd be ready to move forward as far as like an agreement in place today?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. You mind if I place in a brief hold while I confirm those numbers?
All right.
Thank you so much. You see what I did there? That's how it works. That's how it works. Accepted offer. Accepted offer. Accepted offer. I think the ARV's probably, it's got to be more than 215. But I try to be conservative. I really do try to be conservative. Let's see. I think at 115 it'll work. It is livable. Is it renovated? No. Does it need clean up? Yes. But I think the ARV is too around 215, somewhere around there. It's got to be more than 215. I look at what's active, what's pending, what's sold. 2 properties sold. One sold for 200, one sold for 224. The one that sold for 224 is a little bit newer. So I know that it's probably not worth that. But this was a mobile home and it's not renovated. I'm looking at everything. But you see what I did there? Okay, 120 works, but don't ever say, hey, we could do the 120. Let's sign a contract right now. Everything's good. Okay? So you want to make sure that you get commitment. He's ready to move forward today as far as an agreement in place. That's a key question. Hey, if we can do this price, is this something that you'd be ready to move forward today as far as an agreement in place? I want to make sure that he knows if the offer's good, I'm going to sign. He's the only one under ownership according to the tax record. So now the estimated value is 248, by the way. That's what the estimated value is. He just accepted 115. This is what I'm talking about, Lead House. You guys get what I'm saying here? There's nothing like inbound marketing. I don't care where it is, what the price is. Do they want to sell? Do they need to sell? That's it right there. So now what I want to do is I want to see if he is interested, or not if he's interested. Is he ready? Is he ready to get in front of a computer? Okay, that's what I care about. Because if he's committed and he's ready to move forward today, I want to make sure that he's able to get in front of a computer email. If he's not, I'm not going to push him. I'm going to just get the best time because I don't know if he's in front of a computer email right now. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get him off hold here. Okay. Let me see here. All right. Give me 1 second, Mr. Johnson. Hey, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate your patience. Hey, so I double checked these numbers. I think we'd be comfortable and move forward at the 115. So really what the next step would be is I wanted to email you over an agreement so we can review it together. When would you be able to get access to your email via phone or computer?
Here in a few hours, I will be able to.
Okay, perfect. You think if I call you in 2 hours, then you'd have time to review it with me?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, I'll call you in a couple hours and we'll go through it together, okay?
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk soon. Thank you.
All right.
Bye. That's it. That's it. Where's the bell? I had a bell here. Oh, here it is. That's it, guys. That's it. That's all it is right there. I didn't pressure the guy. I didn't, it's all negotiation. It's about giving people options. I think this is a good deal. At the price we're getting it at, I think originally he was asking, 179, 180? Okay. I mean, this is good. And notice the 120 works, but if you just accept the first number, right, it's gonna be too easy. All right. So yeah, I mean that is the power of inbound marketing. Is every call like that? No, it's not. Right? You have to talk to a few leads. When you're new, I mean, the industry standard is for every 15 leads you should get 1 contract. Obviously, what you're seeing is because I've done this for years and thousands of calls, but it's great. I do want to answer some questions, but guys, this came from Lead House again. So shout out to Lead House, right? You just want to get people in front of you that want to sell and need to sell. And this is why I love inbound marketing. And, Lead House has been amazing. Let's answer a few questions. All right. And by the way, I'm going to draft up this agreement and I'm going to call the guy. Remind me to call Mr. Johnson in 2 hours.
Okay.
So I'm going to draft this up on DocuSign and then I'm going to send it to him in 2 hours. Okay. All right. So I think I may have missed a few questions earlier. He sounds unbothered. Yeah, he sounds sleepy. Can I buy the seller a cup of coffee? Yeah, he needed some coffee. I don't know if he was sleeping or I don't know what's going on, but that's it. That Lead House 365 magic. That's it. Real person, answer the phone, motivates to sell equals money. That's all you want to talk to. If you had people lined up every day or every month that want to sell, need to sell, I mean, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. And for those of you guys that are in the community and I call your leads, imagine if you have inbound leads, I call them and close them for you. And, you know, we could also help you sell them too. Are you using Zillow for comps? I am not using Zillow for comps. I'm using PropStream for comps. There is a video on my YouTube channel on how I run the comps. I'm actually going to make a new video on comps. If you guys have you know, anything that you'd like to see, leave me a comment in this video below on what kind of videos you want to see next. I do need to make an updated comping video because I do use PropStream and now I use another software and it's been a game changer. And PropStream recently acquired Batch Lead, so they're going to be adding a lot of really interesting stuff. Sell my house, Steven. Shoot me a message. Lock that thing up. Offer accepted. Send in contract in a couple hours. Classic one call close, courtesy of Leah 365. That's it. That's it. That's it. Are you making calls for submissions from the deal desk? Yes, I did in the beginning. What a time to be alive. Amazing. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome, guys. That is great. That's some good stuff. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Sign contract. Looks like we're signing one. Let's do it. Okay. Sweet. That was good. All right. That is it. So if you're in the community, shoot me a message. I do answer all the messages. Okay. I am active in the community. All right. So if you need my help, shoot me a message in the community. But guys, that's it. I hope you had a great time. That is actually a perfect example of exactly what I was talking about. I'll probably clip out that whole call and upload it as its own video. So you always have something to refer back to, right? Because this conversation that I just had with this person is very similar on how I speak with everybody, right? You have to follow the process and the script. If you're in the community, you have a copy of the script. Just be yourself. You don't have to read it word for word, but you need somebody in front of you that wants to sell and needs to sell. Okay. But guys, have a blessed weekend. Have a great weekend. Make the calls, make the offers. If you guys are in the community and you need me, shoot me a message and I'll see you guys on the next time. Have a great weekend, guys.